First of all, just wanted to officially congratulate you on last year's performance, winning promotion and having the best defensive record as well. Mate, how did you feel last year after a very, very tough season? Your first season at Cobras as well, Scott, mate. You had a really big impact. I know from myself, you brought a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of leadership as well. So how did you feel, mate, last year?
Last year was really exciting. Obviously, coming from New Zealand into a new country and trying to establish a club, and Chris and I and Tristan really enjoyed the experience that the Cobras put on for us, and the boys are really good. So it was not much of it. It was not really much of an issue to come back the second year. So no, thoroughly enjoyed last year, and we worked really hard and got the result we deserved. I thought we were the best in the league, and I think we all stepped up and got the job done, which is really good.
Yeah, a special hello to Tristan as well, mate. I know you're hearing us on a weekly basis, Tristan, so hello to you. Listen, we did hear rumours of some pre-season transfer talks. Well, I was thinking maybe internationally, but you did have a few offers as well, but it was really good for you and for the club to have you remain with us as well at Cobras. So, a few bigger clubs probably knocked on the door and offered you big money. But I'm pretty sure George Carragunas, Special K, just took out the checkbook and just signed, sealed you for the next couple of years as well.
I don't know about that, mate. But, there were a couple of clubs that were having a look at me, but look, it was really a no-brainer. I mean, we had a really good, successful year last year, and I knew if Yossa was staying on, I'd be really keen to sign on and get on really well with the lads. So it was much of a no-brainer, mate.
Mate, I've been at the club for many years, and I can honestly say, mate, your inclusion last year made the big difference. So that was last year. Moving on to this year as well. We're halfway of 2013. Mate, we're currently sitting 7th. Goals for 22, goals against us are 17. How's the halfway of 2013 sitting for yourself at the moment, Scotty? We're sitting 7th with, let's have a look, we've got 16 points. How are you finding it this year, mate?
Personally, I think it's not good enough. I think we need to step up. I think it's obviously sitting 7th doesn't really give a good indication of how well we can play. We can beat any side in that league. Unfortunately, it's we probably out football most teams. Yep. But we just lack the experience and the physicality to dominate teams such as like Middle Park's result on the weekend. Yeah. We outplayed them in the first half, and unfortunately in the second half it was a bit like men versus boys. There was no real killer instinct, and nothing. We couldn't really die. We didn't die for the cause. So. And that's what a lot of senior boys brought to us last year. I'm not saying the youngsters haven't got it in them, but I know they have, but they've just got to show it.
Yeah, if we look at like the defensive record, because I know a few people are saying we're conceding, or maybe we're not scoring. Like if we compare ourselves last year to this year, at this round last year we conceded 13. This year we've conceded 17, so it's not like been a huge spike of conceding too many goals. We're about 3 or 4 as we were from last year. The big thing that I can see here is last year we scored 32, and at this stage of this year we've only scored 22. So and as you said, there's been a little bit of experience as well missing too. So out of all the teams that you've played now for the first round of 2013, Scott, has any club like impressed you, like a standout, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think anyone's been a standout. I mean, obviously, Seaford are banging goals in. I think, obviously, they're going to be hard to beat. They've got one guy up front that's just scoring for fun at the moment. Yeah. But when we played them, they didn't really have too much. I thought Sandringham were very hard to break down. Not a great footballing side by any means. I thought we outplayed them in that way, but they were just very strong and structured and very hard to break down. So that'll set them well for the up and coming games. And the team to look out for is probably the team that we played in the weekend in Middle Park. This senior boys you know, they'll be there or thereabouts at the end as well.
Yeah,
So they'd be probably the three I'd put my money on, and obviously us.
Yeah. How's your fitness going as well? Because I know last year you injured yourself, and at the Old Brighton game as well, you injured, but you came back the following week. How are you feeling? How's your body pulling up now?
Yeah, well, look, obviously getting older and it doesn't help, but fitness-wise, I'm okay. The only problem is my leg. I had a really bad break quite a few years ago, and it's starting to take a bit of a toll on it now. So a few years under the belt with football, it's getting to the point where I'm just feeling nearly everything, and it takes a lot longer to pull up. And that's just the leg on its own. So, you know, I don't know if I've got too many years of football left in me, or this could be my last one. I'm not really sure.
You're still young. How's the general feeling at the club at the moment? I guess probably on the weekend maybe isn't a big indication of how we're feeling, but a loss is a loss. How's the general feeling? How's training, the Tuesdays, Thursdays? How's the intensity from your perspective, Scott?
Well, to be my honest opinion, I think it needs to be better. I think our intensity needs to be. We need to switch on a bit more. I think some people, I'm not going to name names. I think like even myself, we're probably going through the paces a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So I think we really need to get back to being, you know, like you said, intense at training. Yeah. Put it all out there, and just look. We just got to give it a really shit hot go, because otherwise, you know, we're going to be a mid-table team, and that's not what I want to be. I want to be up the top, challenging for the title again. So
looking at the ladder as well, Scott, we're on 16 points with one game in hand. For argument's sake, say we win that, we go to 19 points, and we're literally less than 2 games away from sitting in second position, which is for the playoff as well. So there's plenty to play for this season, really. I guess the Middle Park loss over the week, it makes it a little bit tougher, but we've got another 12 games to go. How has Yoss's training, has it differed from last year? Has he brought the same intensity, the same game structure? How have you found it as a senior player as well, Scott?
Well, the Yossa playbook doesn't go too far. I mean, you've probably only got a couple of pages in the Yossafidis playbook, which most people know. But what he does bring is he tries and gets the best emotionally out of players. So he, you know, technically, you know, he says himself he's not the best, but hey, look, I know he's a really good motivator, and he tries to get the best out of his players. Unfortunately, I think some players aren't doing it at the moment, and I know they can, and hopefully this second half of the season, and it takes myself, I'm included, we really need to step up.